Oh, she is.
Yeah,
When she go today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, today. Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a minute. It's been a long week. Welcome back, gentlemen. Be back and did he just put his tank top on? I don't think you could.
I don't know. You can't say white beater no more, can you?
You can say that.
White tee. White tee.
White
All I know is I don't like this look. I feel like we doing like an interview from jail. So
right. Not at all.
Yeah, I
don't like this look at all.
You need me to put some Bitcoin on your books or something? I don't know.
Nah, I came from outside. I was getting my little work.
So put it on that pack. Put it on that pack.
Whatever.
You're listening to the Hot Seed Podcast.
Seed.
Welcome all. I'm Sean, along with my co-host Earl.
Hello.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
And you guys know what it is. We're just dads with mics, gamers with headsets, and a whole lot of unfiltered conversation. And as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seed Podcast. Be sure to listen, like, rate, review, share, and most importantly, enjoy on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite podcast shows. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel at the Hot Seed Podcast, where you can see our lovely, lovely faces. A new episode 149. And new to the whole bit, make sure you visit us online at the Hot Seed Podcast for whether you're watching, listening, or getting some merch. Welcome back, gentlemen. How are we doing, man?
Doing good.
Good. Feeling good? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Came off a busy weekend here. Can's birthday weekend. So brought it in. Man's these teenage years, man. So he came home from school to a whole gaming computer set type layout, more lights in his room that he even needs. So yeah, he good. Is it bad though? Let me ask y'all, because we gamers. Is it bad that I put that whole thing together, loaded up all this stuff, but I made sure that I loaded one game that I play?
Exactly. Man.
One game. I loaded up one game that I play.
You know what's sad? Because I think I had called you one day, and you was like, you was putting it. I think you was in his room because you was like, yeah, I'm in there. You was in there playing. I was like,
yep.
I understand. I'm like, you in there playing.
Yeah.
And then I think I seen the video of him coming home.
Yep.
And going to the room. I'm like, oh, so that's why. That's what this nigga.
I mean, I gotta test it out.
Yeah,
I gotta test it out.
Clearly. Clearly.
Yeah.
He be at school. Right. I know.
Make sure his kids safe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
Got his mic, got his webcam, got all that stuff going.
You finally gave him his chair?
Yeah, he got his chair, man. Gary has the same joint.
Yeah, because you filed for that.
Come on, man.
Only person get a chair.
I'm about to get one though.
For your child.
I'm about to get one for myself and for Dre.
Oh, for real?
That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. They're comfortable, man. Those things are comfortable. They are.
Yeah, I might have to get because this one is.
I want one of those X chairs, but the price tag on that is crazy.
What's the X chair?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Was there? You ever seen that commercial? It's one of those high-end office chairs, man, that has all the lower lumbar but them things run like 4 digits, easy.
Sorry, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. You said that? What? You know what? You would get it though.
Yeah.
After I think about it, you already know. You already know.
Yeah, I ain't gonna put your business out there. See that. I ain't gonna put your business out there. But you had some questionable spending habits in the past.
Yeah. If anybody was to get it,
back, man.
It would be you.
And then you were alive. You allowed Natasha like just tell like, yo, that was like it was on sale for $100. Lying.
It was $9.99.
Lying.
Yeah, 99.
Nah. That.
Right.
Oh, good stuff. How was your week there, Earl? How was yours, man?
It's busy, man. It's still going on, brother. Went to DC with my BSU after school club, Black Student Union.
Mm-hmm.
So we took a ride out there on a cheese bus. Yo, didn't know cheese buses have air conditioners now. That's I was thinking.
Come a long way, right?
Yeah, sure did. Because it was window. It was window, and that was it. Almost died coming back. Definitely almost died coming back. It was funny, not funny, but it's crazy. Like half of the kids was asleep. Because they just had this overpriced day cafeteria at the Black American Museum.
Yeah,
and the food was banging. But my goodness, the price was ridiculous. So everybody had the itis. I don't see they young. I don't go to sleep in cars with people I don't trust, that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I was up that whole time, but I was in my phone.
Oh,
I had
I think I know where this is going.
All of a sudden I feel everybody go, and I'm like, yo, whoa. And I see we're on the shoulder driving, and I'm like, yo, everybody woke up. And I'm looking at the affect because in the buses they got that big behind mirror in the front, so you can see the driver's face. And I'm looking at her. I'm like, did she fall asleep or something? And she was like, no, somebody cut me off. I was like, all right, so.
Nah, that's the regular.
Yeah,
I've been there.
And we was
you
on.
Didn't see that? Nah,
I forget what we was on, but I was like, nah, I'm paying attention to her for the rest of this trip home.
So you only had one driver. There wasn't two.
Oh no, it was only one.
Okay.
Because we left at like 12. No, we left at like 8 something in the morning. We got there closer to like 12:30. Because as soon as we got to DC, like for whatever reason, I guess it was like lunch hour traffic, and that jump was ridiculous. The one thing I will say, so this is my second time actually going to the African American Museum, and it's dope, right? I think collectively I've seen everything. Only thing I refuse to see is the Emmett Till portion.
Break it down, bro.
Yeah, I can't do it. But I know Dave, you've been there, right?
I've been there about 4 times.
And Sean, you been there?
Sean? No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
I have not.
He's on a crazy delay.
Yeah, delay. So
I know. I got weather out here.
So you know how they tell you to start. They usually start you below, like in slavery time, right?
Yep.
So it's usually quiet. So the second time is always really quiet there because you have two people. You got black folks, and we're just sitting there quiet because I think we're trying to manage our emotions. You know what I'm saying? And then, but it's also like a mixture of anger. Then
it's
you
like
got
watching Roots.
Yeah. But then you got white folks that's there. Now the older white folks is there. I mean, they're like quiet, but there was a group of kids because it was mad white kids there. So I'm getting frustrated because like they're in there playing around. So like a couple times their chaperones had to like yell at them, tell them like, yo, shut it down, like stop playing. Cause let me tell you something. My Trenton kids, I ain't even had to say nothing. It was about to be go time in there. But the wild junk, and I thought it was just hilarious, but let me tell you, I was taking every advantage of it. White folks was just getting out the way. Like, oh, no, go ahead. You could go. Go ahead.
Yeah, they know.
And I would purposely, if it's an older like black couple, and I walk in front of them, I'll say, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, brother. Excuse me, sister. White people, man, no. I'm walking right in front. I'm stopping. I'm reading, and then I'm leaving. Like I'm really being ignorant. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was good. Like I said, it's just, anybody that goes there knows that you ain't gonna see everything in one day.
So I was just about to piggyback on that real quick, Earl. Anybody that tells you that they've been to the African American Museum in DC and say, "Oh yeah, I went there once. Yeah, knocked out everything." No, you
Nah, you lying.
you
lying.
window shopped. That's
Yeah,
what
you're
you
lying.
did. You did not knock out that whole
No,
thing
you
because to
didn't.
really take in all, you can honestly spend a day on.
You can spend a whole day. Yeah,
on
and
each floor.
it's crazy because we really only had 2 hours when it was all said and done.
Right. That's
so
crazy.
Bruh.
And then if you go, this the other thing. If you go with the right people, like
yeah.
when I went with my mom, man,
yeah.
they give you the history
like stories
on top of the
behind
history
that.
with
Exactly.
what you
Right.
looking at. So you sitting up there, and you like, man, I wasn't in China, you know.
Yeah. I might have to take.
It's
I might
really
have to
good,
take
man.
my because I don't think my mother went there. I was going to ask her if she wanted to come with us.
Yeah, go back down with her. Make some time.
I think I might take it. We might do that in the summertime. But yeah, it's dope. Like I said,
I'll still to this day. There's 2 things about that African American museum. Number one, that Emmett Till part, you do have to be prepared for that.
I refuse to.
And if you don't think that you can be, like you said, Earl, just don't go in there.
Nah,
because you will walk out with every emotion known to man, going in and going out, knowing that story.
Yeah, I refuse.
And then number 2, I remember the first time of going there, and Cam was much younger. This is when it first opened.
Mm-hmm.
And down there on that first floor, down, I guess you would call it the basement area,
the
slavery area. I just remember, without saying a word, and I think we have a picture of it. Cam walking up to one of the things being shown, and he puts his hands up where the kids' chains were for the kids. And man, you want to talk about just blow, like I was blown away, bro. Blown away. So, I say that to say this, for all these things that we sit here and we complain about today, bruh, suck that shit up.
Yo, so it's crazy because me and my coworker, because we've been there, and a lot of these kids, this is their first experience there, right? And I love the group that I have. Like, these are some pro-black, they really with it. Like, they some upstanding kids. Like, I really rock with them. And actually, 2 of them, two of them are applying to UMES. Actually, one of them just received their letter that they got in to UMES. The other one, he got a 3.5. He's gonna get in. So I've been talking to my boy Phil. Shout out to Phil for helping with that. Yeah, it's funny. I was asking the kids like periodically. I'm like, "Yo, how you feeling?" And it was interesting, to hear, what their opinions was. Some of them was just, you could tell like they was taking it in. Some of them was upset. Some of them were just kind of like quiet. And I literally, I know what you were saying, what your mom was doing when y'all, when y'all went down there. I would, if I had a little bit of extra information, I'm like, yeah, that's so and so. They did X, Y, and Z. So right. So it was. I just wish we had more time, because like literally, bro, we didn't even, and I've been there, we didn't even go to the top floor. And if I recall, that's where like they had the Greek stuff and like
you'll see
music.
Masonic stuff in there.
Music. Like we saw a little bit of like, they had a little bit of like Prince Hall doing the slavery piece, like in that bottom piece. But like, with the music and stuff. And then they have, I don't know when the last time you gone, they got a new exhibit in there. It's like a futuristic thing. And they actually have, it's pretty dope. They actually have Chadwick Boseman, the actual Black Panther.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
From Winter Soldier.
I haven't seen that.
They have his real
and see, and I like the fact that they're updating it. So that's
I think it's only there for a short period of time, but it's pretty dope because they had like Stevie Wonder's. I forget the instrument. It's like some kind of like, it's some kind of instrument, but they had like his instrument in there. They had Erykah Badu's head wrap, one of her head wraps in there. So it was pretty dope. Oh, I took a picture. They had Outkast's what was it? ATLians.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah,
Yeah, that first
Southern Playalistic.
So they had Aliens album, but then they also had their actual book. They had their what's the NPC? That's what's called NPC. What's the beat?
Go out there, Sean.
He's on the
beat machine.
Yeah, the beat machine, the NPC, and then they also had like a book where they was writing like their lyrics, and one of them drew like an alien on it, which was tough. I took a picture. I was like, yo, this is hard, yo.
What was there one there that was blank? Because he was.
Yeah, you stupid. I do want to touch. I do want to touch on that, but go ahead. But yeah, so that was my week. That was my week. No, remember, this is when he was rapping. This is when he was rapping.
Oh man. I know we on a crazy delay, so Sean, get your time in.
First and foremost. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yes. I'm hearing it I'm hearing it rumble outside of the studio now. So if you see, just hope those shit don't come through here and I get swept away. I'm doing it for the pod, guys. I'm doing it for the pod. No, I have not been to the museum yet. But I will say this though. Coming off of May and Mental Health Awareness Month, and someone pointed out, I guess today or yesterday, that June is Black men's mental health.
Is Black Men's
Month? Didn't know that was a thing.
No, I just know it's Black Music Month. I didn't know it's Black.
Yeah,
music.
They said like Black men's mental health.
Yeah, I never. Yeah. Things like this, what they've just described, man, are very, very important to the standpoint of this stuff ain't old, and you oftentimes a lot of things that Black people are in today's time, it is something that is often looked at as, well, that was back then. For the record, Emmett Till was born in 1941. If I'm correct, that's the same year that my grandmother was born, who is still alive. Not my great grandmother, but my grandmother. And he died in 55? 4 years before my late father was born. So
and 55 is when my mother was born, which is crazy.
Yep.
I don't know if she wanted me to put that out there, but
Black don't crack.
Right.
Yeah,
and what I find interesting about that is you have individuals who will remind you of what happened on D-Day and World Wars I and II, which were back in the 40s, respectively. I'll get the exact dates. But this happened during that same time. And then when it's brought up, stuff like this is like, why are things being still hung on to? What do you mean? This stuff is still heavily played on to this
lifetime.
Day. And it deals with people's the mental aspect is one that cannot be just flipped by a switch. We're not going to go into it, but going off of what we talked about a couple of weeks ago with the whole Diddy Cassie thing, and you had a lot of ignorant people saying, well, why didn't she leave or something like that? There are people who have been in relationships that were very toxic, very, 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 very bad for them. But there were certain attachments that kept them there, and part of it was mental. It was mental. So think about a history as recent as 1955 when Emmett Till was killed for so much as what is being described as him just talking to a white woman, brother. And how that got passed down. And after that, of course, you saw the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King. You saw the murder of Malcolm X. You seen those who were trying to stand up for the rights during the Civil War. All of them. You got John F. Kennedy. All these folks. This was, it's not that far ago. So you got to think about all this stuff was programmed. The same way that your kid can get programmed into watching Coco Melon, and then when you take it away, these motherfuckers just melt down. That's the same way a Black person can be programmed to look at these United States and be like, this shit ain't for us. Dave. Sean on a serious delay, probably. Hopefully this is resulted in editing a little better. Episode 149, man. Let's get into some things that we probably been talking about, and we were talking about the mental aspect of it. Let's talk about some WNBA stuff. WNBA, something that we've talked about ourselves, even going so far into commenting about the gameplay that was in the NBA 2K series when they actually had them on a cover. And then, we get into the gameplay and see that they injustice was done to them. Now, of course, this year with the new rookie on the scene, I guess you want headlined by one Caitlin Clark, and then you have Angel Reese and a few others, and we got the WNBA is trending. Finally, with a question mark, a league that's been around for 20 plus years.
I think 20 plus. Yeah.
A league that at one point,
I think it's upper 20s.
Yeah, it's been 20 plus years, man. Yeah, I used to go to, believe it or not, I used to have full court seats at the Mystics games back in 2002 at the time. And I was government at the time. So yeah, it's been a little while.
Was it free?
So we got Tamika Catch. Was it free? No, it wasn't. It wasn't free, but it wasn't expensive either.
I was to say, the 02, it couldn't have been a lot. Respectfully,
right. So fast forward to right now, they are trending, and kind of for the wrong reasons. But I think we probably saw this coming. We all sat down and watched the Iowa South Carolina game out in Vegas, and we saw the hype that was on, or that has been, Caitlin Clark, and she earned it. I mean, she took a Iowa squad in the NCAA Women's League, and she actually not only lifted them, but lifted up the ratings of national college basketball for women the last couple of years in particular. And we said, was the WNBA going to be able to capitalize off of it? They are capitalized off of it, but there's a lot of other stuff coming with it, with all the new eyeballs. So I want to get you guys' take, man. I know you guys have probably seen all the other stuff that's been going on. Everybody has their thing, but what is your take on all these trending aspects of the WNBA?
I mean, it's controversy sells, right? I think it's unfortunately, from a woman's point of view, and let me not even say that because I'm not a woman, so I can't speak from their point of view. But what I will say is that I know that there are people that have played the game, women who are watching it, that I'm assuming that aren't happy with the narrative, that's being used, because it's divisive. But if you look at the bigger picture, it's however it's bringing attention to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bringing necessary and overdue attention to, women's basketball. And personally, I think the WNBA players need to not be catty. If some of them, I think some of them are, and just kind of just rally around their fellow women, because at the end of the day, you're trying to get these deals like Adam Silver is about to close on, which is a $76 billion deal, 11-year deal with, I think, TBS or TNT.
It's not TNT.
One of them, but it's a $76 billion deal. 11
on NBC.
NBC. I'm sorry. You need that. You need ratings for that. You know what I'm saying? That money goes into your pocket, where you don't have to have. And it was dope what they did. Like, you don't have to have the Las Vegas, the government sponsoring, giving the team or the players $100,000 to sponsor the players. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's embarrassing. If I'm running that league, that's embarrassing that that city had to give money. So I just say, like, I think they just need to rally around. If it's Angel Reese, if it's Caitlin Clark, like, rally around them, play basketball and cut it out. But then the other thing that I'm tight about, and I'm sorry, but if anybody need to be mad at anybody, it need to be Caitlin Clark teammates, because they need to come to her aid. Like, and that just goes to show you that I think, like, on her team, I think she got haters on her own team. Because the fact that, like, nobody is, like, when she's getting hit, like, she's not even getting hit in the act of shooting. Like, she don't have a ball and cats are coming in there and, like, just, like, D-boying her. Like, where's your teammates at, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's the thug on that team that just out there just making sure, like, she's good? Michael Jordan was out there. He had Charles Oakley. You know what I'm saying? Every star had somebody. Draymond, he protecting Curry. Like, shame on her teammates, yo. But that's all I got. But shout out
to be fair, the Indiana Fever, they did get that number 1 pick for a reason. Because they were the worst team in the league.
I get it, but you need some N-words.
They may not
team,
have the folks on that team.
Or true, but if anything, you may not have that enforcer, that person that don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, that's your teammate, dog. Like, protect the money, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's getting fucked up, and y'all ain't doing shit. Like, y'all out here just letting her get fucked up. Like, do something.
I'm gonna come from a little bit different perspective. There's no way to really sugarcoat it. So there's a lot of sexism.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A lot of racial tension.
Oh, absolutely.
Unequal
discrimination.
Yep, discrimination that is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, because I could be one that could be part of it. So Let me go from this side of it. It frustrates me when I see these big analysts, and I'm just going to say their names, like a Stephen A. Smith, like a Shannon Sharp. And some of these people are out there that are trying to get their point across so much that they're arguing with women that played the game.
Right. Let
me repeat that. They're arguing down women that played the game
professionally.
Yes. In the WNBA, and they were
got paid for this in the WNBA.
It just throws me off. You could be an analyst all you want.
And have been covering it since the beginning.
Yes, and been covering it since the beginning, since they've been playing. Now, that's why I said, I'm going to put it back on me. I'm not even just going to keep on pointing out them. That's like me sitting up there trying to tell you my version of the WNBA when, yes, I've known about the WNBA for years. Okay? I remember when Lisa Leslie came in the league. I remember when Rebecca
Cheryl
Lobo
Swoops.
was in there. I remember Cheryl Swoops. You
Cynthia
remember
Cooper.
all these people, but nobody drew you to the game.
Right.
You may watch a game here and a game there, but nobody drew you to the WNBA like it is right now. And that's the WNBA's fault.
Mm-hmm.
We've always spoken about it, to the fact that they never took it from us following them in college and made that transition into the WNBA like they did this year. Mm-hmm. So thumbs up on that side of things. But when people talking now about the WNBA as if they've been talking about it for years,
right?
Pump the brakes on that.
You lying. You're lying.
Because you weren't.
You
weren't. When you see people talking about, basically, I made you, I put you on my show, and now you're big. Like, that means you did it for the wrong reasons. If that's what you're going to go off on, you did it for the wrong reasons. I'd rather not be on there then, because I'm supposed to, kiss your ring or something. Like, what are we talking about? So that frustrates me when you're looking at professional people that are giving their God-honest opinion about a sport that they played at a professional level, you did none of that, and yet you're critiquing them on their critique. You can't tell me about my opinion. So that's one thing that's frustrating me. That's the sexist side of things. On a racial side of things, you can't tell me that this whole thing that's going on through the weekend going in and now is not racial.
Absolutely.
It is. And I'm not putting it on Caitlin Clark because she don't want no parts of it. She's just trying to score.
Absolutely.
She's trying to make her name. That's it. What's going on right here is what I've always told y'all in each and every one of our episodes. The media is very powerful, and they will steer this thing any way they want it to go. And that's what they did. Because let's be real, over the weekend, then Angel Reese get thrown to the ground, bumped her head right up against the floor.
Probably,
on the play that
they're probably saying it was good for her. Like they're justified.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, good play. Like good tough play. It was no, she got thrown to the floor.
Right.
But it was black on black.
Right.
So it don't matter. But as soon as you had a black rookie that's known for playing tough, clapping for somebody else that's very much known for playing tough, been kicked off of teams and things like that. Now, against our white hope. And I'm gonna say it just like that. I'm not gonna go to McAfee way. We all know what he said. But when that happens, now, we could get this going. Now we got something to work off of. And that's what I've been saying about the whole media thing. When you see people talking, you saw these analysts on the female side getting angry because, yes, that happened. But don't act like you've been talking about the NBA all this time, and that's not why you're now talking about it on Front Street, the first topic on your show. You ain't even talking about the WNBA. You're trying to paint black against white. This is a very tough play that had nothing to do with basketball. That happens every week in the NBA.
Right. Nobody
every week. You know what I mean? Draymond Green over here kicking people in the nuts.
And to say this, though.
Go ahead.
And to say this, I hate this statement. It says, hey, that the statement that was made, they protect the money. Look, ain't nobody else no time soon is going to get that type of shoe deal that Caitlin Clark just signed. What, 28 mil? They're not just giving that shit out. They're not giving that was a one-off. Now there may be some other shoe deals.
Your best player.
Some other ones they might
get a shoe deal,
a couple of M's or something like that. But they're not going.
And I don't think she got that money.
Right. So, it's not like, yes, the eyeballs are going to be there, and you can't even compare this. Somebody else saying they could compare this to the whole Michael Jordan. No, if they were trying to compare this to the Larry Bird and Magic thing. Here's the thing. Larry and Magic were winning championships in college, and they came in to the league, and if people remember, they did not change or they did not elevate the NBA. They changed it. They made it a little bit more, I guess, popular because of what they brought from Michigan State and coming from we play Indiana, right? But the person who elevated it was actually Michael Jordan, because he was doing something that was beyond what Magic and Larry did. He took it global. They're trying to put this thing like into Caitlin Clark's lab. She's not going to take that thing global. That time has passed for sports. You don't see another global iconic person like that because basketball is already that. And two, they play two different types of games. Caitlin plays one way. Really?
Yeah, I disagree. I disagree a little bit
because Caitlin's the face of. She may be the face of Indiana Fever, but Angel is not the face of the Sky, though.
Yeah, but
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even when Magic was there, Magic didn't come in being the face of the Lakers. He had James Worthy, he had Kareem.
Kareem was the face.
Yeah, he was the face, and then also too. When you're talking about, there is similarities when you talk about Magic and Bird and Caitlin and and Angel, like black and white. Both of them have painted. Both the media has painted this as a black versus white thing. Okay,
and battled in college.
They battled in college. One has a championship. The other one went to a championship. So there is similarities there. Two, they're in the league, and guess what they're doing? Their media is painting them against each other. You understand what I'm saying? And they still have a TBD because this is their first year. But so far, the trajectory is following the same thing as Magic and Bird. But the also thing too is, Magic and Bird actually helped the NBA. Yeah, Michael elevated it, but Magic and Bird actually helped.
But you want to know what it is, guys? And it's not to cut you off, Earl. But what it really is now there's eyes on it that were never on it before.
Right.
We act like they weren't playing tough before. Yeah. We just weren't watching.
We wasn't watching it.
That's all it is. We just weren't watching.
But what did I say in the beginning?
Playing like this.
What did I say in the beginning?
Wait one second. I'm going to prove it to you. Taurasi put it on Front Street before she even got in the league.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Wait till you get here.
Yeah,
wait till you get here." Yeah, because she knows.
Yeah.
So don't make it seem like it's some special thing towards Caitlin Clark and all of a sudden. No, you got to prove this to show me.
Mm-hmm.
This the best of the best. You ain't playing some off-random school. This is the best of the best. And that's what it is. We've always spoke about how hard it is for certain stars to transition from any type of college into a professional sport. People that shine. And then when they get in a professional sport, you're like, this ain't it. It's going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just going to roll off a screen and throw something up. No, somebody's there.
And this is a time where, like, Caitlin, like, for her, kudos to her too, because I mean, like, she ain't asked for none of this. She ain't asked for this role. Like, she just kind of inherited. But I will tell her, like, if you are the competitive dog that I know you are, and I say that, with respect, then, you got to pull from, like, what all of the greats did. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really for me, that's going to define, like, if you are truly one of the greats. Has nothing, we're going to take race out, right? And building off of what Dave was saying when you talk about Taurasi. She's looking at it like, the media done hyped this girl up, and I'm not saying that she's not cool, not saying that she hasn't had influence and things of that nature, but it was like, you need to prove this because you got a lot of dogs in this league. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people in this league that been doing it, and it's like, respectfully, it's like, you all right, you nice and stuff, but you got to come over here and do this in the best league in the country. I mean,
going back to Magic, Larry, and Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael came in that league, and remember, they're just like, okay, whatever. And then Michael had to go into that series against Bird, lost it, but scored, what was that 63-point game or something like that?
Yeah.
And Larry Bird left that game going, that's God in short and basketball shorts.
But I will say that, but just to go back to, like, the Stephen A. Smith stuff, like, I also feel like they ain't qualified to be speaking on certain stuff, especially Shannon Sharp. Like, you're not qualified. That's just like, how would you feel if, like, put yourself, and he's somebody who's been in that shoe with Skip. Like, Skip is really sitting up here telling you as a Hall of Famer.
Give an opinion. Don't talk me down like you did it.
You know what I'm saying? But then the other thing is, my last point on this, and I forget the sister name. I think her name is Monica something. Pardon me. But
McNutt.
Yeah, but she was absolutely right. This is why I can't. Monica. This is why I can't respect Stephen A. Because as soon as she called him out, he had to try to defend it. If you have been doing that, all of the things that you're defending, you wouldn't have to explain it. people
But
will be
listen
like,
to what
nah,
she
he did.
said. She said, don't hide behind First Take. I'm talking
Right.
about you.
You, exactly.
And your platform.
Exactly.
Has nothing to do with First Take. We talking about the platform in general. You got plenty of shows you on.
Yep.
You don't talk about this.
Nope.
And the only reason we talking about the WNBA right
It's
now
because there's drama.
It's because there's drama.
Yeah.
That's
You
it.
ain't
You ain't doing a recap of a game.
Nope. I didn't see her doing this with Asia. And it's been it's been a lot of cold. I ain't see this. What's the sister that don't play no more? That she was nice.
Don't play no more.
Yeah, she stopped. No. She like left the league like abruptly. Cause she like tried to help. She actually helped somebody get out of.
I know who you're talking about.
She went to UConn.
Yeah.
And she was cool. And she was with Team Jordan.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
She helped the brother
started
get
a family
out of,
too.
Yeah, she helped the brother get out of jail and then ended up marrying them and they had a family and stuff. I say all to say, like, he wasn't sitting up there bigging them up and stuff like that. Like, they wasn't the topic of
That's
conversation.
What I'm saying. And that's all she was saying.
Right.
Like, okay, I understand your points on stuff, but don't talk to me.
Right.
Like, go ahead, Sean.
I'll end this segment like this. If half of the NBA players play with the same passion that these women play with, the NBA will be so much better. Because I'll tell you right now, the average salary, the max salary is about $240,000. I think they said something around the average salary of a WNBA player is less than $100,000. So there's a target GM out there who makes more than some of these WNBA world class players. So they ain't playing for the money. They playing for the competition. There might want to be something that their male counterparts want to look at when you start to load manage and shit like that, and you getting paid contracts that some may say you may not be worth it for what you do. Just saying.
Real quick, before we get off this topic, I don't want to glance over this. WNBA, you really got to wake up right here because you got to stand firm on what you do. And right now, you're steering your decisions on the way of media and public opinion. You handed out a flagrant 2 to Angel Reese,
right?
And then took that joint,
right.
And then rescinded that joint when it shouldn't have been given in the first place. And shout out to Lonzo Ball. I haven't been able to big him up too much throughout the years, but he was going to pay her fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to pay Angel Reese's fine, which he should anyway because he's getting money that he ain't played for. But that's neither here nor there.
Sure.
But I'm saying to the WNBA in general, you really got to stand firm on what you're doing, because if you show that you're weak in this biggest time that all these eyeballs on you, you're not going to capitalize.
Nope.
It's going to be a quick thing, and then boom, we're not talking about you again. So you really got to capitalize.
And this is to everybody's benefit. Everybody, from the owners to the referees to the coaches, everybody. So everybody just work together and just chill out. And $1,000 is OD for what they get paid.
Do it.
Yo, they got. Yo, your delay is wild, dog. This is wild.
You're on mute.
Yeah, now, yeah.
I'm on the mute. I'm on mute now.
You're good now. You're good.
I don't know. Thank you, Mother Nature, just for messing up a great show today. Let's switch gears before we go into NBA. Let's talk about something that is completely grinding my gears. I don't know how we missed it, but it got pointed out to me by my son, and I really don't know how to feel about this at all. So let's go directly into some video game corner. I feel like that was a delay. I don't know if that played at all. Did the video play?
Mm-hmm. You played. You're on mute.
Wow. Get off mute.
You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Get off mute.
You're on mute. You're on
I think he
mute.
lost the whole signal.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know what he was gonna say. But
Get off mute.
I'll keep talking until he comes back. So video game corner. I am excited. Yo, actually, Dave, let me ask you a question. Yo, do they still have the bundle for the
Yeah,
for
I'm about to order it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I need
Sean already did it.
Okay, yeah, I need to do that because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but like the attributes that's on here and the detail that's on here is crazy.
Oh, soon as they said that NCAA was coming back, I already knew I was getting it.
Oh yeah,
and I already knew it was going to be on point because it's just like in real life. The excitement that college football and basketball builds up, professionals can't, because it's too business centric.
Right.
When you get professional. On that college side, it's that love, man.
It's just the love. It's the essence. You know what I'm saying?
You got the students in there going crazy, all of them drunk.
Yeah.
Having a good old time.
Even with the NIL, because people are scared that the NIL is kind of taken away from that. I still don't feel like it's losing that essence, because at the end of the day, everybody's not getting an NIL. You know what I'm saying?
But it's the thing. It's going to increase it because people are going to stay longer.
Exactly. That part.
Trust me. If Caitlin Clark has some more years, you think you see her in the WNBA?
Absolutely. Getting paid
millions in the college.
Absolutely. But
so, I think it's going to be awesome.
But I also think that I'm hoping that this puts the pressure on Madden, because now Madden has a competition. You know what I'm saying? Now, Madden is smart. They would use this as like more of a partnership. And it's like, hey, I know a lot of people, because we have that feature of we have that feature of, being able to upload or ingrain your player into Madden. So we know that the likelihood of people buying the game is going to be high. But also, too, what you don't want to have happen is that if the quality in the bar is set for here for NCAA, Madden has got to be there, if not higher. You know, and so far, I ain't gonna hold you, like Madden has had like unnecessary stuff, like things that has been working that they taken out. It's just like, y'all are going backwards. And it's really because they ain't have no competition.
I can be real. I can't even tell you last time I played Madden.
Me neither.
I can't.
And the only reason why, honestly, I get Madden is because of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I would actually...
I definitely have it now because
of NCAA.
It's that storyline. Yeah, it's that storyline that you're feeding into, because you want to follow your player, bring those different people in.
Exactly.
So I think that's going to ramp up Madden sales. But like you said, if I start for the next couple of years pulling these teams in from NCAA into Madden, and I'm like, man, my player was a lot smoother in NCAA. Now they got the Madden.
Let me tell you something. What'll quickly happen is you just won't be playing Madden.
Yeah, you won't have Madden.
Play NCAA.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And
be fine with it.
And they don't want that. So honestly speaking, this might be the last year, if Madden don't get their shit together, that they're gonna have actual good sales. Because after that, this shit gonna look like, it might potentially look like how Live was. And you remember how we was live players.
Yeah.
And then I remember the person that put us on, or at least me and Eric, the person that put us on was Mike. And we was like, nah, I ain't playing that. Because we was live. And now look at us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now look.
Because all you got to do is give somebody a better option.
Absolutely.
That's it. And that's why competition is always good. I was talking to to a fellow agent within real estate, and we were talking about different things, and I need her to upload something, then send it over to me. And the area then in Maryland was so country, and she said, "Hey, there's only one internet service out here. Like they monopolize the whole area. They don't let all the big wigs come in. There's just one internet service. So if it goes out, they don't give a damn because there's only one
ain't
service.
No competition. Yeah,
and that's why I always tell people it's always good to have some form of competition because it gives you choices. When someone comes through and monopolizes the whole thing, then they don't have to live up to nothing.
The quality goes down.
Yeah, they don't have to do nothing. If there was no competition to something like an Amazon, they wouldn't have to keep on getting better. Nope. You get what I mean? But now they know, oh, you're doing this. Hey, we'll get it there the same day. Hey, we'll get it there within 2 hours. They don't need to do that if they don't have competition.
Amazon isn't going anywhere because even to the point, and I'm sorry, I guess switching gears.
No, you're good. I'm going to jump right back in the video game corner in a second.
Yeah, but it's like even to the point of just the fact that I don't even need to go to a store no more because you go to the store for the immediacy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I can still have that same immediacy in the comfort of my home because they do same day delivery. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, what you got though?
Yeah. Another game for Video Game Corner that just came out. I know at least on Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation or anything. It's called X Defiant. It's supposed to be something similar to COD. Once again, competition. So I got to check it out. But one of my guys that loves COD, he was like, "Bro, I haven't played in 2 weeks." He was like, "X Defiant has all my attention right now."
Really?
And not only the fact that competition is something different. Us in COD, we know the board so much.
Right.
We're doing missions, and we're like, we already know where we're going when we're doing when we're doing a driving joint. So it's
is it a military
game?
Yeah,
I believe it is. So I'm going to download it. I'll check it out, but it's called X Defiant. It should be right on your home screen. I believe it might be part of Game Pass.
Okay.
So
I might have to
check it out in that sense.
So let me. I know he still got the gaming thing up here, but let me switch gears real quick. So this weekend was for the music lovers. This weekend was a good weekend, right? I'm kind of tight because I wanted to go to. They had the Roots picnic. They've been doing this for a few years now. They had it in Philadelphia, and I'm not gonna lie, every year has gotten better. I think the last one I actually attended, but it was virtually, was during COVID, so that was a little bit different. But every year, and the lineup is cool. The thing I love about it is that it has a mixture of older acts and younger acts. And even the younger acts, it's not like bullshit. It's like quality younger acts. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So they had that this past weekend in Philadelphia. I think
take down the video game corner if you can.
Yeah,
We're continuing conversation, but
they had that out there. But then it's funny because to my surprise, and I didn't realize it until that same day, that Sunday, that Summer Jam happened on Sunday. And this is, I would have to say that this is the first time in my 39 years that and especially being in the area where Summer Jam used to always happen,
that you didn't even realize.
You didn't hear anything. And granted, I don't listen to the radio, but understand,
the Hot 97 will always have that.
They always promote it, or you hear about it or something.
But listen,
like even on IG,
I'm glad you even mentioned this, Earl, because you feed right into, even though I'm not up there, I'm up there at all times.
Right.
And that fits into what Method Man was saying.
Yeah.
If you follow what Meth said, Meth was like, I will never do Summer Jam again. Thank you, Hot 97 and everything, but I will never do Summer Jam again because it's not our crowd.
But you know what else? I was talking to some of the fellas yesterday at the bowling alley, and I didn't even know that Summer Jam hasn't been in Jersey in the past 2-3 years. Did you know that?
No.
It it's been in Long Island, so that's another reason why the quality isn't there. And I ain't gonna hold you. The Giants and the Jets, they've been getting tight because it's always some foolishness that happens. You know what I'm saying, out there. But at least Jersey was a centralized location for people that was coming from New York, Connecticut, different parts of Jersey, and even like PA, Philadelphia.
Look, let me make it funny for you real quick if you didn't see the second part of the whole conversation. So Mess said what he had to say and said he ain't coming back, right? Because of the crowd. Did you see how Peter Guns falls?
Yeah.
So Peter Guns follows it up and said, "Nah, I'm good, B. Like I'm gonna be there and everything." And then somebody else responded back saying, "You got to have more than one hit that in this conversation."
Right. And I'm like, yo, Peter Guns, you don't, respectfully, what else do you really have going on? What other song outside of that do you have? Like, you know what I'm saying? But so then that made me kind of expound on the conversation I was having with the fellas at the bowling alley, right? And I was saying, I think my boy, which is Frat, he was like, yo, why is hip hop so like trash now? And I was like, honestly, I think because of what we know as hip hop, we don't deem this as hip hop. And I think even worse is the kids that are at the forefront of hip hop right now, they don't pay homage to the people that came before them. Where if you look at it, every single person that we rock with has always paid homage to those who came before them. You know what I'm saying? The degrees look a little bit different, but they always pay homage. Whereas like these guys is like, I'm good. I ain't doing this. Like they high and mighty. And it's like, yo, dog. So now the quality is trash. The music that they come in has no substance, no content. Like the songs, even to this day, like it's crazy because I got kids that they listen to these little stupid songs and artists that I ain't never heard of. But the one thing I will say is they still listen to old stuff because of their mothers or their fathers. You know what I'm saying? True. And those are stuff that they still rocking because
somebody ain't got a delay.
Yeah, because they got, they have substance. It's the beats was tough. Some of the stuff that they thinking that is new is remakes.
But you know what? You touched on something that sometimes I don't think we turn to enough. We always blame this generation on certain things that they're doing, but we also got to point the fingers back on ourselves and seeing if we're guiding them the right way. True. Because you only go where you're led.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? And I knew I grew up in a household that even if I had my own perception of music, I knew where the hell I was listening to because it was always playing. And my pops always broke down history on it. If people don't have that time today to sit back and really have people pay respect to those actual roots that you're talking about, and they're just going out and grabbing whatever's out there. Think about it. We even had music shows. They ain't even got that today.
But
here's
the
thing with that though. It's not, you said being led. Now the music is being led by whoever brings in
whatever.
Brings in the most money. The money.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's what's being led. So
did you hear what Drake just released?
I know. I'm pretty sure it was trash.
That was
Come
on,
bro.
But you know
some
what?
people are gonna say, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the Drake, and I'm like, no,
that ain't it. So let's bring it back around because I know I missed a lot of the conversation. I apologize for the technical thing there.
Right.
But we're going to circle back around to this video game corner because I thought this was very, very important to point out. So let's try that one more time, guys, because this is something that I intended on talking about with Earl last week when Dave wasn't on. But let's try this one more time. All right, video game corner, man. So the game that we are all highly anticipating is a little over a month away, and that being NCAA College Football 2025. All right.
we just had a whole conversation on that, but go ahead.
All right. So, that's fine. Now this is the part. I don't know if y'all talked about this. This MVP bundle. I put down. I paid $134. Yada yada yada. Are we? Am I about to say what?
Yes. We just talked.
Go ahead.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to see where you go with it.
How in the hell? Now I understand NIL and everything else. I understand it. But one of the most important aspects of this game outside of the dynasty is being able to take those draft classes over to Madden, which we all agree that Madden has gotten stale. We play a couple of seasons, but after a while, you stop playing. Yeah, you guys probably said the same
Pause
thing.
for one moment.
Yeah.
Pause for one moment.
Yeah.
This is how you know what we were saying was factual because it's
Yeah.
no part of the conversation.
Right.
And I want our listeners to take in what you're doing. So that's my last pause. Go ahead.
So when it was crazy. I didn't even know this was happening as much as work I've been doing on this.
I just found this out yesterday too.
And I knew this last week, but wasn't up, so I was going to save it to this week. And I'm doing the research. I know they're talking about they only have the NIL for them in college football. NFL pros is completely different, and you guys already see what's going on with Marvin Harrison Jr. and like that. But that being the case, this won't. There's still going to be people playing this, but this could potentially break college football, especially if it does not live up to the hype. Because you got those draft classes, if you can't bring them over to Madden now, and there's nothing they can do with it. Like, there's going to be people who do patches and stuff like that, but that's not going to be the same as us actually having those players from NCAA to bring them over to Madden.
Wait.
It's not going to break.
You're not going to be able to pull.
Yeah, I heard that yesterday too. Yeah, I heard that yesterday too.
Yeah.
I thought that was the whole point of.
They was talking about it yesterday, but I didn't really bring it up because I didn't know how valid it was. But I did hear
it's
that
valid.
yesterday.
Yeah, it's actually on the EA site, man. So you cannot export your draft classes from NCAA football into Madden because.
But what about
the bundle?
See, that's the thing, because the bundle thing is that's a whole play for you again, NCAA and Madden in that case. So you're getting that, but the being to export it because they only own and control the NIL deal on the college side. Pro side is completely different. Now, there's going to be people who are going to create draft classes, but that's not the same as you.
But what about like the player that's going to be, what was it, the Road to Glory? Can that player get imported?
And that the Road to Glory, I believe that's your own customized player.
That is.
And I don't know how that's going to work, but
that should load up just like a regular downloaded.
Yeah.
roster.
So let me tell you something. So this goes back to what me and Dave were just saying. So and I disagree with you saying it's going to hurt NCAA. It's actually not. Because so far with NCAA, from what I've been seeing, what the graphics look like, what the gameplay looks like, it's going to hurt Madden.
It's going to hurt Madden.
Madden is going to hurt. And if Madden is smart, they will be doing everything in their possibility to try to make sure that they can help fix this situation, because that is one of the main reasons.
The key parts, that's the key component.
But it's not going to hurt NCAA because honestly speaking,
NCAA,
you have way more teams. You know what I'm saying? And it's so much more you can do with NCAA, especially how we play. It's so much. We could just sit up here and say we just going to use one conference.
Just the crowd in general.
True. I got you that.
You know what I'm saying? With the NFL, it's 32 teams. Yeah, after a while that gets old. You know what I'm saying? But with NCAA, we can sit up here and say, let's just do the MEAC or the SWAC. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of different things.
They're not in it yet. The MEAC. They're not. So it's only the FBS schools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think it's like 100 and I think the count was 125 FBS schools. So they don't have the FCS schools in it. Yeah,
we can be Eastern Shore anyway.
Yeah. So that's something I want to get you guys take on that. And then now that Dave understood what I was saying, he was like, "Wait a minute, sir." So that's
now there's no need to get the bundle then. Because I'm no
I'm still gonna play Madden. I mean, I got
no
Madden.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that shit. I'm not getting it. I'm not wasting my money. I'm gonna get NCAA because literally the past 2-3 years, I bought it and I haven't played it. Like even when I'm with y'all, like y'all had to move the weeks.
Now
with me.
To your point, Earl, if that happens, someone's gonna put up the money. So you know what? Let's get this happening because if they see the interaction with Madden is down based off of this one thing, that can now to your point, yes,
that's a big one thing.
Yeah, that's
been the whole hype.
I don't see nobody
putting up that. Before all this NIL stuff, that's what we did all throughout college, bro.
Absolutely,
we played NCAA football, and we would take our person 4 years, and then we would download, and then upload that joint right, and that was it.
Yeah, so they're going to have to work this out. I'm sure EA is smart enough to be like, hey, look, we need to figure this out. And it may not happen this year. It could happen mid-season. It will happen the following season. But think about it.
They got to figure it out quick.
Think about one of those draft classes you get from Michigan, Dave, and you done won a couple of national championships. You got these all-world linemen, quarterback, receiver, defensive back, whatever.
I already know.
Yeah. Right.
You're talking to players, all three of us, that honestly pay more attention to off seasons than we do playing the damn game.
Right.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Like Earl and I on 2K, we be on the off season going crazy, and then we get to the season, we be like, all right, let's just kind of.
It's good.
And so
can we get to the off season today?
Yeah. And just to cap that point there, this is how much we into it. Dave texted me last season to let me know that you could actually go in and restructure contracts in Madden. Yeah. Have we not been asking for that for like 7 years? And the fact I could restructure it?
This is how serious our gaming is, especially on the sports side of things. My wife understands when I say, but it's off season. There's no other questions. Because she knows that off season holds up everything for everybody else.
Yep.
We're under that understanding that when I say it's off season, now she can still come back with, bitch, we still got to go get.
Right.
And if that's more important, we going to go do that.
Then well, hey, y'all.
She knows when I say off season, it's different than, hey, I'm just going to go jump on the game or some shit. You get what I mean? So,
folks, it gets so bad at one point. This is old school because we haven't done it. We haven't played seasons this long in years. It got to a point to where we were naming players that played for our prospective teams that weren't even in the league. Like we were 12 years in, we had retired,
but we knew,
league, and we called each other like, yo, I can't believe Johnny Stanford got hurt. Who the fuck is Johnny Stanford? We replaced the only person who kept playing, I think, was like Kirk Cousins, and that motherfucker was playing for like 19 years, and he ended up on the Washington Commanders. Yeah, he's Asian. Oh well. Oh man,
man.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with
once again, I'll plug X Defiant. Go check it out. My boy's vouching for it. I'm going to download it and see how similar it is to COD. So,
I'm an all-star in MLB, the show. I'm 3 seasons in. I'm about to hit arbitration, bitch. I'm about to get these numbers. It's the Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Sean Earl Dave. I apologize again for the technical difficulties. I think my laptop might have caught one. We had a couple of power surges when we walked back in the house today. We went and picked up my wife's new dog today, and her tiny dog. And we get back, and the storm is happening. And within 2 minutes of walking in the house, you heard the zoom, and my laptop. I don't know if my laptop made it out. It wasn't plugged into the one of the surge protectors. Everything else in the studio is fine. So I don't know if it made its way. So I'm on my iPad right now. So yeah, I'm like, this is some bullshit. But again, man, let's go ahead.
I do want to go back to the Hot 97 or Summer Jam thing real quick.
Yeah.
And Roots Picnic. I think for me, Hot 97, which has been a staple. I mean, Dave knows from up top. Anybody from up top understands, like, Hot 97 is that is the creme de la creme in hip hop of in this area. You know what I'm saying? Arguably, you could say that around the country. You know what I'm saying? Now there's more festivals and things in that nature that are competing, but like Hot 97 ain't it. Like you used to go to Hot 97 to break artists. Like they would have like even before like the big show.
Oh, if you go to New York, you gotta stop in Hot 97.
Yeah, it's like you have to go there.
Yeah.
Like now it's not even a thing.
Right.
You know, but I really feel like here's another thing that's wild. Method Man said what he said, right? Which I agree, right? But Hot 97 is also the same station that banned Wu-Tang that hasn't played Wu-Tang in years.
But they
you know what I'm saying? But you invite him. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. Like, there's things that, and especially too now where
it became political.
Yeah, but then especially too now where you don't even have people, especially in our, we don't even listen to the radio.
No,
because when you listen to the radio, you're not hearing none of our music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can go to Spotify, iTunes, Apple, like all this stuff to just hear what we want to hear, the essence of it, of what we want to hear. So nobody listens to the radio no more, which I also feel like is bad. And I think if you're smart, if the radio was smart, because even young kids ain't listen to the radio. But if the radio is smart, what they need to start doing is they need to start having days or segments where they're integrating older music in there, because that will bring people back. More people listen to like a WBLS because they're playing old school.
I was about to say that.
You know what I'm saying?
So down this way in the DMV area, there's only one station that I really listen to, and that's WHUR 96.3. Because they play a little bit of everything, and every hour you're not hearing the same music.
Same shit.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You can go, you got around this area. So
92Q, right?
You got 92Q, but then I also 93.9, 95.5. You can change, a song comes on that I absolutely hate. Just pick a song. I can change to one of the other ones. They're playing the same song, the same song. I'm like,
it's the same shit.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing?
That's why I play my playlist.
What are we doing? So,
but at least I do like up here. I remember, so back in the day, I would say in like probably in their heyday out here, you had 98.7 Kiss FM, right? Which was straight oldies. Like there was no rap on there. You know what I'm saying? Then you had 107.5, which came a little bit later, which was kind of like the same format, but then they started integrating a little bit of hip hop. Then you had Hot 97, which was straight rap. And then you had 105.1, which it's hip hop, but you could get a little bit of R&B type.
Z100,
and then you had 101.9, which was kind of like jazz and stuff like that. Now, all of these stations with and even 107.5, they play rap, but it's older school rap. So that's the only one. If I said, I want to listen to the radio just for shits and giggles, that's the only one I would listen to, because that's the only one that's going to play the music that I like. And they're not even playing the same stuff. It's a variety. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I liked about our generation, our parents' generation, the music, is because it was so many different artists and songs. You didn't have to play the same stuff.
But that's what I'm talking about. As far it goes back to our conversation of these kids, generation-wise, not having those options.
Right.
We used to be able to turn on the TV and have so many different options.
Yeah.
We watch so many different
music, videos.
And check. Like, for example, y'all already know I'm a huge Eminem fan. Eminem just came out with a big video.
Houdini
got released called Houdini. You know where I watched it?
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Think about that. Not on TV, not on any type of video channel. This is a huge video coming out, release, and I watched it on YouTube. And then I sat back and watched for hours, watching reactors that I react on the music video. And I'm like, damn, bro, this is what we're going to. I got to go to the internet.
I mean, to a certain extent, at least you get all the reaction to it. But the thing is, you get those videos, you don't hear none of that stuff on the radio. I think that's the main part. Like, you see all these videos and stuff you can see there, Be like, yo, but I'll never hear it in rotation. You hear the same things.
But you didn't even have to look for it before, Sean.
Oh, yeah, true. No, true. Absolutely.
Like you turn on the TV and you turn on the TV every single day. 106 in Park was on.
Yeah. There's
you know what I'm saying? Video Soul was on. Shoot, we had Caribbean joint on. We had Uncut on. You had MTV Jams on. You had like
that goes back to our earlier point, our first segment, talking about the WNBA and those who were covering the WNBA from the jump, and they actually had a certain level of credibility. Now everybody has an opinion about something. It's like Video Soul and those guys. You talking about folks who they knew music. They knew how to talk about it. Now everybody does reaction video. Everybody does a podcast. Fucking, we do a podcast, but I think we do pretty well. But not everybody is suited to present the work how it's supposed to be, and this is why we get what we get now. Because sometimes
you also don't have before you used to have the A&Rs, right?
Oh
developments and stuff like that, where you actually had to go to a place and sing or perform. Now they don't need all of that. So when you was talking about there was something missing, what was meant, or you talking about like you blame the people that came before, right? Yeah. I would also say, I mean, we the people that came before has to hold that to some degree, right? But also it was also a shift in technology where, like, yo, the internet came out, YouTube came out, and you didn't. These kids, I will give them credit and say that they were smart in the sense that it's like, yo, I don't need you. I don't need a label.
But
I can go out and do it myself.
My pushback to that, because we went so far, I push back to that though. It's not that they didn't need it. It was companies didn't want it, because when you had A&R, they were paying a middleman. I'm bringing close to home, Earl. Look at all the good teachers who are no longer around, and what they get to do standardized testing. It's a lot easier for them to do standardized testing and train kids to take a test than actually have viable teachers out there who actually can develop them. Keyword, develop them. A lot of these students that come out, they ain't developed worth shit at all. But they can take a test though.
That's not a good analogy.
I thought it was. I thought it was.
Because standardized tests, you still gonna take it. Like, that's not replacing. You're saying it as if it's replacing teachers or something, but it's not. That's,
I guess, the development. I guess it's the replacing the development in a lot of places than what it was.
No.
Right, maybe.
But I understand what you're saying. But I still do feel that I think at some juncture
the money and stress replace that.
Well,
there you go.
That part is true.
I guess is where I'm getting
that part is true.
Yeah, the money ain't there. But
that part is true.
We don't went on. Let's get into some other stuff, man. Let's talk about something that is, I don't know, you say we can talk about developing on this. The NBA Finals. We saw something develop into, I don't know. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think this was gonna work initially with Kyrie and Luka. Not because of him.
Oh, it's just, I said it on the show that it wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna work because of the play style, something like that.
When it first happened, yeah.
And then, but at the same time, we might have been prisoners of the moment. But have they developed into one of the best backcourts there is? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And now they're going up against one of the, I want to say, one of the most overhyped backcourts. Well, they're not really the backcourts, I guess. Duos. And Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and has given us a finals that I think is going to be pretty damn interesting.
I think
starting tomorrow night. So for timestamp guy, it is June 5th, 10 p.m. And tomorrow night is game one. By the time you guys have probably listened or watched this, of the NBA Finals, with the Mavericks showing up to the Boston Garden, and there being so many storylines. So who wins? What's your favorite storyline? Why? And everything else in between. You got it.
Well, I will say I want people, and I could go on record saying that I always defended Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? And I want everybody that was talking shit on him, don't walk nothing back. Don't walk shit back on him. And I'm really talking about, like, they dragged this man in the dirt, in the mud. I can't stand how these cats like really shitted on him and painted him as if he was the one or he was the focal point of why shit didn't work out. Like, nah, son. But then now you want to sit up here and kiss his ass? Like, fuck that shit. But anyway, so shout out to Kyrie Irving. Shout out to Kyrie Irving for one being an individual, one being somebody who, whether you agree with him or not, he stood on what he believed in. And honestly speaking, he came out to be true. It came out to be like he was making fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? People try to paint people because it goes against
flat.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about
about that shit.
I'm talking about with the vaccination.
I'll give my response to Kyrie, but go ahead.
I'm talking about the vaccination. But even if you take the vaccinations out, even his stuff on teams, like people try to peg him like, yo, he was the problem. And that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. So my thing is, anybody who was doing that, like, don't get that man no love right now if you were shitting on him back then. That's all I'm saying.
You want to go first or me, Dave?
I want to go first. So
all
let me approach the Kyrie thing. I'm one of those haters on Kyrie, and I will stand on that with all two and throw both my hands down on the floor. I don't agree with most of the stuff he was doing back in the day. So I'm not going to change that. Is he acting right now? Yeah. Is he playing really good now? Yeah. You got to be on the floor for me to give you credit. You weren't on the floor. So you could talk about anything that you standing on or whatever soliloquy you want to put out there about Kyrie. He wasn't on the floor. Period.
When was he?
He brought. Hold on, you had your time. He brought Kevin Durant out there to Brooklyn. They did jack shit.
That's his fault. That's his fault.
He did jack shit. So once again, my time.
you right, go ahead.
So I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm bigging up Kyrie in any different sense, but you will be a fool to tell me he's not carrying himself totally different in Dallas, because he is. He has toned everything down. He has sat back. I think he surprised me 100% because I was one of those ones that when he came to Dallas, I sat back and I said, who's gonna keep the ball? That was the first thing I said. Because they're both ball hogs. I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. And to be very honest with you, on the management side, I give them all the props on Dallas' side. Because those trades that they made mid-season, I don't think you would see Dallas here if they didn't get like Gafford and all them in there. Who would think Lively would be doing what he's doing right now? What's the guy's name? Derrick Jones Jr. Out here killing threes and everything else like that, bringing that type of energy to the floor. So they meshed really well. And this is to prove to people that you don't need to fill up your team with these all-stars. You need to fill up a team. People that play very well together. Dallas plays very well together. And that's what they're doing. So Kyrie's doing his thing. He's feeding off of Luka. That is Luka's team. And when Luka sits back and goes, hey, Kyrie, do your thing, he does his thing. Yes, it is a dominant backcourt. They're playing the way that they should be playing. So I'm not going to walk back the things I've said about Kyrie in the past. I stand 100% by that. But has he proven me wrong on what he's doing in Dallas? Yeah, that's what he's doing.
So the only, and I respect that, but this is what I'm saying, and this is the part that I say that's unfair. One, he wasn't on the court because they wouldn't let him be on the court because of his beliefs with the vaccines, and he ain't the only one. I got many teachers. Hold on. I got many teachers that I work with that got fired.
But
that literally hold on. That literally got fired.
No, let me say this point.
That literally got fired, right?
Okay.
That got fired, and then they ended up walking the shit back. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, who looked crazy? Then the other thing is too, why is it that he is relegated with the blame for shit not working out? Let's go to Brooklyn, right? The only person I say that he did dirty on Brooklyn was Durant, because Durant was
that's what I said.
But hold on. He solicited the Durant to come there. What he didn't do, or what maybe I don't know that he did, is I felt like he owed that man a conversation because of, and nobody knew that the pandemic was going to happen. Nobody knew what they were going to be forcing anybody to do. But I think that he owed him a conversation. And I don't know if he had it or not. But I felt like, yeah, that was a little bit different. But the fact that them three didn't work out, that can't just be put on fucking Kyrie because James Harden didn't make no fucking sense. That got to go on the GM because they always.
Oh, don't get me started on Harden. But
they always put people together that they just to make a big three. Same thing in Boston. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Boston is the same fucking thing.
Sean didn't get his point.
Let me get in here. It's this you can't just short sight this with just on the vaccine thing. You also got the whole situation from Hebrews and Negro situation. You got a couple other things, and this is what. So I'm gonna bring it all together. But here's the thing, though. When you're being paid by these white people, unfortunately, and I think Michael Jordan said it best, Republicans buy sneakers too. If you expect to cash the checks or get deposited the money to your account that they're paying you, you have to go about it a certain way, right or wrong.
No, you don't. But go ahead.
You cannot do that, and then you can find yourself not playing because remember they end up suspending him for conduct detrimental to the team, and that was all. That's what I mean. You don't have to, but you got to be willing to live with the consequences. Why he did. So the issue with him not working out in Brooklyn is because, and this goes back to now we're seeing why it works so well in Dallas because we're seeing what Kyrie really is. Kyrie, his whole career, he's never been that one alpha, I lead all guys type. He's like he's not a number two to nobody, but he's like a good ass, if you want to call it a 1B. When he was in Cleveland before, they won't really win it. LeBron got there, and then that thing kind of worked. They tried to do it in Boston, that shit ain't work. They went in Brooklyn. You put somebody who is not really a leader like Kyrie with somebody who's definitely not a leader in goddamn Kevin Durant, and we ain't got to talk about James Harden. It didn't work. So you get him.
James Harden don't work nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, so we all agree with that.
So you get him out to Dallas, right? We could probably agree the most eccentric owner there is in Mark Cuban, and you get a perfect coach in Jason Kidd, and then you got if you want to call him a 1A player in Luka. Today's point, a team. I don't think any other team he's been on, maybe that Cleveland run when he was with LeBron, he hasn't been on a team as a whole from ownership to the player to the coach since then, because Boston won it. And then the first iteration, Brooklyn damn sure won it. And then their first iteration in Cleveland wasn't it. So that's why I think, and then I think he's been forced to grow up in a way. He still believes the shit he believes. I believe that.
Right.
But,
he does.
But I think the conversation was had. And shit, Mark Cuban don't believe in a lot of shit the NBA do. But Mark Cuban is the one who signs those paychecks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
I agree to it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So what they did was as much as you can't fault his beliefs, what Kyrie did, he kind of like called their bluff, and it was like, I bet, and they sat him down, and then it got framed as he's destroying teams. If anything else, James Harden is probably one of the biggest destroyer teams there is when it comes to this work ethic and law. Because when Kyrie played, he balled out. He balled out. He never came out there and was haphazard or anything like that. Those other motherfuckers who was the ones who got out there who's like deer in the headlights and didn't show up. He just wasn't playing because he decided to buck the system, fair or not, and they just made an example out of him. Now they can come back home and everybody want to try to, as you say, kiss his ass now. But it is what it is.
All I'm saying is, and this is what I want black people to stop doing. Like, yo, you stand for something or you fall for anything. My thing is, what I respect from Kyrie, whether we agree with it or not, yo, he stood on what he believed in. And my thing is, what I can't stand what black people do. Yes, I know the white man runs this fucking world. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he stood on what he believed in. You know what I'm saying? He know who write the checks. Yeah, he made an opinion about, I forget, what was it, a book or something like that? That honestly they took out of context. But because of the subject that they were talking about and because of who it's about, yeah, obviously, yes, he had to be the scapegoat of that. But I respect LeBron because LeBron even called the media out on bullshit when that whole Jerry Jones situation came out. They was like, he said it himself. He said, now when Jerry Jones was in this picture which was racist and things in that nature. Yo, the media wasn't in an uproar, but when Kyrie said something, it was a fucking problem. That's race. You know what I'm saying?
It is. But you know what? Who writes the checks though?
My thing is, I'm never going to agree with anybody that says, yo, you got to conform to what these motherfuckers want you to do. No, be who you are. Whether you agree with him or not, I respect him for being who he is. I ain't saying I agree with every single thing that he says.
I get what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is I respect him because he stood on what he believed in. If he didn't stand on what he believed in, we wouldn't like he is in the same pedigree. Well, no, let me not say that. He ain't. But in the
all
same
I'm saying is,
cat, but
you came out at people that went against certain things of Kyrie. I was one of those people, and all I'm saying is,
really referring
I'm not
to you. No, I know. I wasn't really referring to you. I was more so referring to the likes of like Stephen A, the likes of Shaq, who was calling him idiots and things.
But even on the Stephen A thing, like if that story is true, that was more of a Stephen A and his dad thing than even a Stephen A and him thing. But all I'm saying on it is this: no matter if I agree with his personal stuff, he's a great ball player.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those things that I feel like everybody is missing out on something when he's not on the floor. And I think we can all agree on that. Now, for what he's standing for, if you agree with it, or even if you don't agree with it, you're where Earl is coming from is saying, whether I agree with it or not, I just agree with the fact of you standing for something, you know, and you standing in that way. Understood.
Right.
All I was saying in a sense was that was costing on something that you put together. And that's why I said the Kevin Durant side. I
agree with that.
I came out here to do this thing, and you're not here. And that was slight. I would have stayed in Golden State.
No,
I would have had 2 or 3 more champions.
I just don't like the shut up and play mentality.
No, absolutely.
No.
I agree with you that because the fact that because Kyrie and the way it was framed, and this is why I agree with you on it, Earl. It was framed that, and it literally
power of the media once again.
Yep.
They
framed that it was like, well, you gonna believe in what you're gonna believe in, but you still gonna ask them for their money. And at no time, if I recall, Kyrie ever said, hey, look, I believe in this, but I still want you guys to pay me this money. It was reported that way. Stephen A said this shit a lot. He said that shit. He was like, yeah, you want to, you don't want to, you want to go against the system. You don't want to get this shot. You want to believe in this stuff here, but you still want to ask for their money. At no time did I ever read that Kyrie was like, hey, look, I don't want that pandemic shot, but I still expect you guys to pay me. I never saw that. That was reported.
He's never said that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the part where I agree with you at. That part there was the bullshit. But what they tried to do is they tried to tie that into his play on the floor. Whenever he did play, he never cut corners at all. He sat down because they suspended him. They literally sat down because they suspended him.
The ill thing is he still took the ultimate loss because he lost millions of dollars. He lost his sneaker contract deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where he had to end up signing a contract with the Chinese company,
which is pretty dope.
Which is dope.
Yeah, they crazy dope.
Respect them. You know what I'm saying? And he actually signed his father to his first deal, which I like. You know what I'm saying? Then he lost money on his contract because he couldn't get the he couldn't get the
all NBAs and all that stuff.
The max. So it's like he took the L, and that's why I said I respect him, whether I agree with all of his ideologies and stances and things like that. I respect him because he stood on business and he stood to his principles, and he even costing him jobs where even some teams didn't want to pick him up because of the narrative that was being created around.
You know what he did? You know whether we didn't bring it up. You know what he did? He is doing what I think what was going to hope happen.
Let the talent.
He's doing what we hoped Colin Kaepernick was going to come back and do after he went through that shit. It's like, yo, if somebody give him one shot and he goes back in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like he's doing exactly that. He's not going to get all that back. But did he take an L from the eyes of those looking at it? But in his mind, like, nah, I still did this here, and I'm still elite on the court. So that's that. So for everybody else, who's going to try to placate and try to say this, that, and the other, you say what you said about it. You say what you say about it. And to somebody, we're talking about NFL. Go to when Jerry Jones threatened those players, and you looking at cats like Dak Prescott.
Oh, for kneeling,
for not kneeling, yeah, shit like that. And you had the same.
But they don't get chastised.
You know, they got
Eminem kneeled.
He's getting called. He's getting called patriotic in the eyes of a lot of people. But I think just to round everything up.
Yeah.
Like
we still talking about the final, so we're gonna talk about
I mean just with this specific Kyrie situation, like at the end of the day, and I hope what I want kids to learn, and this is what even as an educator I try to teach kids. I'm like, yo, be an individual. I tell little kids all the time, yo, if you punch the kid in the face and it was your decision, you're gonna get in trouble,
right? And
you're gonna reap the consequences of it. But you know what? I at least respect it because it came from you. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in the era and in the time where everybody is so used to following the fray. And there's not enough individuals. Even the school systems, they don't promote kids thinking outside the box, individuality, like just individual thinking. Like they promote, well, what you doing? I'm gonna do that too, because people are scared to go left when everybody's going right. So I hope that if anything, whether you agree with him or not, the message that people should learn from Kyrie is like, yo, don't be scared, whether you feel like you're right or wrong, don't be scared to be true to who you are. Because at the end of the day, if you stay the course, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. Because the talent you can't hide. Your morals is what got him.
Your morals are intact.
In any case. That's all I'm saying.
Let's talk about the rest of this series, man. So they're going up against a Celtics team that have been in this position twice now? They've been to several. It's their second finals, right? This is their second final.
Oh. Was it three?
No. It might be their second finals, but I know this type of group with Jaylen Brown and Tatum.
Can I ask y'all a question about somebody that this has like been a topic that we've talked about before? And did y'all change our narrative on him? How do y'all feel about Jason Tatum now?
I feel the same way I've always felt about Jason Tatum.
I say, what was the change in narrative? I'm trying.
Well, no. So maybe I know me and you have talked about this, Dave. But we always said, and it just has proven that we was like, yo, Jason Tatum hasn't been that guy.
Right. Oh, I thought you were saying I'll change that narrative.
No. So that's what I'm asking. I'm asking that based off of No. So, based off of his performance in the playoff stuff like this year, has your narrative changed?
No. So I can answer that real quickly. No. And there's only one time, and I think I said this before, that I thought maybe Tatum was hitting that switch.
He was going to turn the corner.
And I said it. And that was the All-Star game when he won the MVP right after Kobe died. He's a big Kobe follower. And you saw he went all out in that All-Star game. You know when someone is just playing extra during the game when everybody else is relaxed and he's just going all out. That's how Tatum went out, because he wanted to be the first one to win that award after they renamed it the Kobe like MVP award. So he won that. I was like, oh, maybe this is the switch that he needed. It just never happened. So to me, no, and it has nothing to do with just stats. It's a thing that I just see. I feel
the mentality and everything.
Yeah, and I don't see it. He can win the championship right now. I still won't change my mind on it. So, he got a freaking all-star team over there.
Natural. What you think, Sean?
No, I think he is just another really all NBA player. Like
he's very good.
Yeah. Take away the injuries, he's Paul George. Take away the injuries, he's Paul George.
Paul George was
because let's be perfectly honest. Everybody in media, and this is the unfortunate thing about sports. media drives sports, man. That's what it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
They make MVPs out of people who don't deserve it. They put all this extra pressure, and then those who don't know no better be like
bad defensive.
That's
stuff like that. They out here comparing as great as Luka Doncic is. They comparing him to Larry Bird. Apparently, y'all never watched fucking Larry Bird play.
Right.
It's stuff like that. So there's only a few dominant NBA players, and I can name them on the top. The ones to be like, you know what? That's the cat that I know that come hell or high water. If y'all ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. One of them, hometown, Allen Iverson, Chuck himself, AI, him. Of course, we know Jordan, we know Kobe, we know Kyrie.
I was about to say Kyrie's in there.
Kyrie, as great as LeBron is, LeBron, he has his moments, but he
can.
He has that ability.
But the guy who taught him how to win, Dwayne Wade. That's that guy. You got guys like when he was able to do so. Of course you got big man like those are the guys right there that when everything else ain't going right, that's the guy is gonna pull you through.
But let me ask you this, right? I agree 100% because we've talked about this, and I think I've been frustrated with him because I'm like, he has the talent to do so, but I don't know if he has the mentality. I also feel like too is it shielded because of the help that he has on this team?
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
I mean, you have a Jaylen Brown.
I think it definitely is, but you can still, if you are still like that guy, you can still shine through, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Kevin Durant went over to Golden State when they were already the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant still showed that he was the best player.
True.
But guess what? Curry did too.
Yeah.
And they were both on the same team.
But you know what else? You know what else happened there though too? And this came out of Curry's mouth, and you could kind of tell when you was watching it. They also allowed him.
Yeah.
They
knew they had to.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You do realize the same thing happened in Miami when LeBron came down there.
Yeah, right.
Dwayne Wade sat back and
said,
bro, be the leader. Yeah. That's why they didn't win the first year.
Right.
Dwayne Wade had to sit back and go, damn, this guy needs to be the leader. He doesn't know.
Chris Bosh was a 25-10 guy, 20-10 guy, and all of a sudden they relegated him to a third option. Same thing happened in Cleveland when he played with Kyrie.
Kevin Love. He went over there.
Yeah. Shit, look at Anthony Davis to a certain extent when he went to LA.
Well, LeBron's trying to do that for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but he ain't that.
He ain't built right.
He's
just a tall point guard. There you go.
What I will say though, because I don't want to shit all the way on Tatum, I will say that I have seen in this playoffs the mentality that we've been waiting for. And I would tell you specifically, I seen it in that Indiana, actually this whole playoff run, but specifically in that Indiana versus Boston series, he's had that mentality because there's been literally those have been close games. Even though it was a sweep, those 4 games have been close. You know what I'm saying? And honestly speaking, if you go back and look at his stats, Jason Tatum was damn near almost averaging the double-double.
So I'm glad you went to stats. Should those games have been close against Indiana?
They shouldn't have been. In my opinion.
I would honestly speaking. No, I'm gonna tell you why. The reason being is because I don't think people give Indiana enough respect because Indiana.
When did Halliburton get hurt?
Game 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think it was game 3.
Yeah,
game 1. They should have lost that game.
Now, yes, I will say, should it have been close?
If Halliburton would have been hurt against the Knicks would have blown them out.
Yeah. Now, should it have been close in game 3 and 4? No, because they didn't have their star player. But then you
Knicks
also
blown them out.
You also had other people that was coming off the bench, and that's why I say I don't think people give Indiana the respect that they deserve.
Think about this for a moment. Drew Holiday.
He's not
Jaylen
a
Brown.
scorer, though. Yep.
Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Tatum. Well, Porzingis is not on the floor. Well,
Not
he
on
may
the
be on
court.
the floor for the finals.
Yeah, that calf ain't calving.
Yeah, I even seen him shooting. Like it looked kind of weird. I don't know if he should go. But
and White.
well, I'm not gonna count. Oh yeah. I forgot all
I'm
about
so
him.
glad he cut his hair. Still love it.
He looks crazy still. It's not a good situation.
So
He like the alien.
The reason why I say that is for Dallas to show up against them, their 2 stars got to be on every single game.
Yeah.
Every single game.
Yeah.
But they all
basically you have to cancel out Tatum and Brown to have a chance.
Yeah.
Because then you're living off of Jones, Lively, Gafford on defense.
Yeah.
Things like that.
But that was the difference that I said with Indiana, because Indiana, out of a lot of those teams, they actually was pretty deep. So you have an Obi Toppin and you have a McConley that could come off the bench.
Not when Halliburton was out.
No, yes, he was. They was.
No, I'm saying after Halliburton going out, there's no way that team should be close with you. There's no way.
They shouldn't. But what I'm saying is also too, I think people are not giving them respect because they actually have a deep bench. Whereas a lot of the teams that we're talking about, the Mavs ain't got no deep bench. Even as good as Boston is, they ain't really that deep. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about somebody that comes off the bench that could take over the game and score.
Let me ask you this way: who scares you on Boston? Do defenders look at Jason Tatum, and are they more scared of Jaylen Brown than they are scared of?
So I would say this: on the defensive side, who scares me, who you always got to respect, is Drew Holiday.
No, I'm talking about as an offensive player, and if you're playing defense against them, does Jason Tatum, when you get out there, are you like, yo, we are scared he's going to get off tonight?
Nah, all of them is like, you got to respect the situation, but I ain't scared. But who I am scared of, I'm scared of Kyrie and I'm scared of Luka.
Exactly. That's my point right there.
Yeah, I get you.
And that's where he's not at.
And
that's where he's not at.
And
even Drew Holiday said, and I seen a clip from him today, and I don't care what nobody said about Kyrie. That man is cold. LeBron was going back and was saying, like, I'm so happy for him, but like I'm low key hating because I want to play with him.
Well, LeBron's been trying to get him back on his team forever.
Right, for a minute. But even Drew Holiday, who is arguably the best defensive player in the league, right? And has been for a couple of years. Fuck what they say. Rudy Gobert. Nah. Drew Holiday been getting shafted.
Well, that's where the Bucks fucked up. But go
ahead. Yeah, they're bugging. Drew Holiday has been getting shafted because he is the reason why they won that championship. He is the reason why Boston is where they're at right now. But or one of the reasons. But he even said that it was like, yo, I know you're gonna be on Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? I know you're gonna try to like lock him down. What are you gonna do? He said, man, I'm gonna pray. He said, just like that, I'm gonna pray.
Because he embodies I know all these guys are fascinated by what Kobe is. We were talking about Jason Tatum and everything else. Kyrie embodies that, man. Like, I don't think there's a much closer, I guess Kobe disciple than Kyrie.
What makes Kyrie, and this is why LeBron calls him the wizard, what makes Kyrie crazy and hard as hell to guard is because he can hit you with any angle
with both hands, and
he's ambidextrous. He's naturally left-handed, but you couldn't even tell because just as comfortable he is with his left, he's with his right. You know what I'm saying? And he's a layup master.
He goes play ball. I think he said something. He said something. He said they were talking about, he was in a press conference and he was like, do you think you can beat XYZ, whatever? He said, it might be close. He said, yeah, but me and a couple of my guys, we think the fact that he said me and a couple of my guys, probably some cats he know from, and he's not lying. They will go out there and probably ball up these NBA players whose games we always talk about. The fundamental aspect of it, and not all physical, it's mental. The fundamentals aren't there. You see what Jason Tatum, the reason I say my thought on Jason Tatum has not changed, because too often he settles for that damn three. bro.
Yeah.
You like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", whatever they list you as, and you settling for that jumper
Welcome to
because
Karl Anthony Towns.
right, you settling for that jumper, bro.
AD.
You got your teammate in Jaylen Brown, who damn near he just learned how to dribble with his left hand. He will try to do whatever he can. You ever see that guy be like, you know, Grant Hill drinks Sprite, but that he can't, you know, he plays
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing frustrated me more than what was Dallas up? They were up 3-1 on Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then
They was on
Minnesota
3-0.
won to make it 3-2, right?
Right.
Oh no, it was 3-0.
No.
So
Yeah.
then Minnesota made it 3-1.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
And then
during
they
that
lost.
game that they made it 3-1, nothing frustrated me more than to see Karl Anthony Towns celebrating because he was finally hitting his threes. And I'm like, bruh, that ain't nothing to celebrate right now.
Nah.
You
That
are the
was
reason
going
they're down
something.
3-0.
Right.
And we went like
You're the
he was
reason.
under like 15 points the game before.
Because you
that
get
time?
and you shooting 1,500. You
like-
shooting 1,500.
It was
joints
the
per game?
equivalent of somebody scoring a touchdown and dancing in the end zone and you down by like 4 touchdowns.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, what is going on here?
So who do we got? Winning? Who do you got winning? What's your prediction, man? And how many games? Who do you got winning? I know who I'm going with, but
Go ahead. You go first.
I actually have the Mavericks winning this in 6 games.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, I got them winning this in 6.
I have shit. Hold on. Go ahead, Earl.
So I'll say this.
Mine's going 7 though, but I guess got to think about it.
Mine's is going 7. Who I want to win is the Mavs. Who has the better chance to win is Boston. Who I actually think is going to win is the Mavs. It's just because I think that at the end of the day, you have 2 star players, and this is what they're here for, and this is what they do. And also, when you look at it, these games are going to be close. I was actually looking at their matchups throughout the year, and so far, Boston has beat them.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that Boston has beat them, and so I was just trying to see. But here is the playoffs. Here's the championship. Kyrie and Luka may not get back. You know what I'm saying? Luka is about to go ape shit. Luka is about to turn into Super Saiyan 3.
I'll tell you, this is why I picked them at 6, and it has nothing to do with the 2 superstars because I think they're going to do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to come down to the coaching the others. I think Jason Kidd is going to do a better job coaching the other 3 starters and the bench than what Joe Mazzulla has proven in big moments. He's a little wonky, man. And again, I think the two better stars,
good point.
They're going to ball. But everybody else, they're going to be required to be coached by Jason Kidd.
I feel bad about my pick now because both of you, I believe, Earl, you're saying your pick is the Mavs then.
Yeah, it's the Mavs.
Okay. Shit. That's never a good thing.
Just say Boston. Oh,
it's never a good thing to be all 3.
Ain't your team.
I got the of course not. You see what I'm wearing. I got the Mavs in 7. And I think a big reason for that, I think I would have been swayed the other way if I felt more confident about Porzingis playing. If Porzingis was playing, I would definitely pick the Celtics. I might actually pick the Celtics at 6 if Porzingis was playing.
There we go.
So even if he plays, I don't think he's going to be Porzingis. From what I saw on the shoot arounds that I saw, I was like, he can't move. He can always shoot, but he can't move.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like Obi going out there.
I'll tell you what. So we ended here. If Dallas wins this series, Boston gonna burn that shit down. Kyrie can't come back up to Boston and win a championship. They go.
I don't
think. But they can only burn down everything around Brown and Tatum. They're already paid.
No. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the motherfucking fans in Boston. I ain't talking about the team.
But they can't be mad. They ain't gonna be mad at Kyrie.
Shit.
They're gonna be mad at organization for letting that man
the middle
go.
finger.
Yeah, that too. They gonna burn this. Remember he stepped on that logo. They gonna look.
Yeah,
they gonna burn. They gonna be putting over cars. They gonna burn that shit. They might have boy.
And I hope he win in Boston. I can't stand Boston fans, yo.
Kyrie coming
I would
out
love
there.
to see him do that.
Kyrie
They
coming out
should
there with
do
that little baby drum and that goddamn sage. He gonna light
Right.
that ass up. That shit gonna be funny as a bitch. HOTSEED podcast with your boy Sean Earl Dave. We went a little long tonight because of technical difficulties, but we're going to get up on out of here, man. Of course, this podcast wouldn't be what it is if we hadn't taken our Xbox Live conversation over and bring it over to the podcast space where we can give you all 149 episodes and counting. So, of course, man, you can find me on Sanaa2X on Xbox Live. Video games are happening. We talked about NCAA football. Of course, I'm playing MLB. There's the other game I downloaded the other day. I haven't played it yet. It is I gotta shoot it to y'all, man. But it looks pretty dope. It came out on Game Pass. I know Earl was talking about finding some games the other day, and I think I actually saw a bowling simulator. Earl, I gotta check again because we were just talking about that. But there's another game I forget it off the top of my head, but I'll send it in the chat. We'll talk about the Roblox shit next week. Y'all gonna get a trip out of that. But yeah, so now 2X, man, Xbox Live, come in game a bit, stuff like that. What you got?
The Storyteller already brought our tickets to go see Bad Boys on Saturday, so I'll let you know on that.
Yep.
We're gonna watch The Acolyte probably tomorrow. So
I like it.
I'll give my review of those first 2 episodes.
Yep, watched it last night.
We definitely got to do a hot take, Sean, on some of the stuff going on in Marvel.
Yep.
Get that going because there's a lot of moving parts going on. And I think that's probably. Oh, and shout out to my guy. If y'all didn't talk about it last week, shout out to my guy that wanted to show up to his court date on Zoom, driving a car.
Yeah.
That
Oh, man.
he wasn't supposed to be driving. And by the way, I think
He
Gary
never had
shot something
a
through the chat.
He never
They were
had
sitting
a-
back
listen.
talking about certain things, but he's never had a license in his life.
no
He's always
dumbass.
gotten state IDs. So you were never supposed to be driving. Like what you were thinking, I have no idea.
When keeping
So
it
shout
real
out to him,
going on.
'cause yes, when keeping it real goes wrong. What about you, Earl?
NJ Fat Boy 973. That's all I got.
Oh, man. And, of course, man, as always, you can click this link in the show notes for a dope offer from Instacart. Get free delivery on your first order over $35 with Instacart. And, of course, 20% off of merch when you become a supporter of the show with the Hot Seat Podcast. Plus, visit us online at thehotseatpodcast.com. That's all we got, folks. Thank you again. We apologize for the technical difficulties. My wife got another dog. My arm is healing well. I got rid of the rash for the poison ivy. That's fine. We just know.
Whoa, yeah, clear that up.
Yeah, got rid of that. We found out that I'm highly allergic to poison ivy, so we know that now. My arm is back to regular size now, just a little sore at this point. That's why I want to sling, but hey, stuff like that. But we got a pool, I guess. I guess pool. We out, man. It's the Hot Seat.